Welcome back to Clark's Ring Rants. Let's get straight into today's video. Breaking news, and we finally have an announcement from Tyson Fury, and he will be returning to the ring just as we expected. And the opponent has been confirmed, and that will also be Arslanbek Makhmudov, as was rumoured previously, but now it's official. So let's talk about it. Tyson Fury last fought in December of 2024 when he lost for the second time to Oleksandr Usyk. Since then, he's retired, he's stated he's never coming back, he's done with boxing, he was robbed in the Usyk fights, blah blah blah. But now, after over a year, and it'll almost be 18 months by the time he actually gets in the ring, Tyson Fury is back. So we have to question, why would he come back? What motivates him? Does he think he can become a three-time heavyweight world champion? All those questions I'll try to answer in this video. So it was around Christmas and New Year's time that Tyson Fury posted footage of him in Thailand, training, doing a bit of sparring, and talk of a comeback really ramped up. He since then was linked with Makhmudov. Frank Warren said the fight was going to be scheduled maybe for April, and that is what's actually materialised. So now we know Tyson Fury will be taking on Arslanbek Makhmudov in April. Interestingly enough, I looked on BoxRec just before I started recording this, and there's no official venue confirmed yet. There's a date, I believe it's the 11th of April, but no date, but we haven't got a venue. Now, according to BoxRec, the fight will be in the United Kingdom, so you'd have to imagine maybe it's going to be the Manchester Arena or maybe the O2. And most interestingly of all, it's going to be on Netflix. Now, this is huge news. Obviously, Tyson Fury is contracted to Frank Warren, and Frank Warren fighters exclusively fight on DAZN since he signed a deal with them last year. However, this fight will be broadcast on Netflix. This, to me, is really interesting because when there was talk of the Joshua versus Fury fight maybe happening, Gareth A. Davis said this fight would likely fall on Netflix. Now, a lot of people rubbished this off, this claim. They said, nah, no way, that'd never happen. But maybe there was some truth to that and there was some legs to that. And the fact that Tyson Fury will be fighting Arslanbek Makhmudov on Netflix and not DAZN is a major move. And what does this mean for Frank Warren going forward, and also the other promoters? Are Netflix taking over? Is this been backed by Turkey? Because in an interview he did earlier on today, Frank Warren basically said he had nothing to do with this fight and it been signed. It was all done by the ring people. Now, when he says the ring people, I'm assuming what he means is Turkey and potentially even some involvement from Dana White maybe. Now, I know he's with Paramount, but you never know. They said they wanted to make big waves, big moves in boxing. Maybe this has something to do with them. So the big takeaways from this is that Tyson Fury is back. He will be fighting Arslanbek Makhmudov, and the fight is on Netflix, of all places. Netflix really look like they are trying to make waves in boxing, trying to buy their way into the market. Obviously, what you've got to consider is Netflix's reach. How many people have Netflix versus how many people have DAZN? They're going to be able to attract a lot more casual viewers. Obviously, Tyson Fury, he's got the documentary on Netflix. I mean, he's got about 10, I think. There's so many different ones. People already know him. It's a bit more of a mainstream way of getting your fights viewed. And Tyson Fury, we all know, he loves the money. So this move makes sense for him. I just wonder how this move came about. But it seems as though Frank Warren has got nothing to do with this fight being put on Netflix. It's out of his hands. People went over his head, and it would appear that Tyson Fury doesn't have an exclusive deal with DAZN and Queensberry because he's been allowed to fight on Netflix. Now, as for the fight itself, we've not even covered that. So Tyson Fury versus Arslanbek Makhmudov. Now, at 37, coming off what will be nearly an 18-month layoff, I think it's fair to say Tyson Fury is not what he once was. He's diminished. He's going to have slowed down. He's going to be a more stationary target. He's not going to be in his prime. But then again, what was his prime? Was that Klitschko? Was that the second Wilder fight? Either way, Fury's took some punishment. He's going to have aged. He's still a fantastic fighter, but we're not sure what he's got left. There's going to be a lot of unanswered questions going into this fight with Makhmudov, and this will sort of be a yardstick to see where he's at. Could he challenge any of the top heavyweights? Or is he just coming back for the money? Maybe he's hanging around for that Usyk fight, the third one, waiting for Joshua to come back, see what happens to him. Who knows what Tyson Fury's intentions are. But this Makhmudov fight will tell us a little bit about that. Now, if you'd asked me who'd have won this fight maybe 4 or 5 years ago, or even 3 or 4 years ago, I'd have said Tyson Fury absolutely wipes the floor with Makhmudov. He's almost tailor-made for him. He's big, he's slow, he's rigid, he's upright. I don't think he'd be able to get his shots off. Tyson Fury would be too quick, he'd be too slick. Tyson Fury's best performances have tended to come against guys with similar dimensions to Arslanbek Makhmudov. Just look at the Klitschko win, the second Wilder fight. He's always tended to do better against big guys, sort of slower guys, flatter-footed than he has against the smaller heavyweights. That's where he's had more of his issues in his career, I think it's fair to say. So, from a stylistic point of view, I'd say Makhmudov is tailor-made for Fury, especially due to the fact that he's coming off a long layoff. And he's going to have some ring rust. He's not been in there for a while, and he probably needs some reassurance of where he is. The only thing is, Makhmudov, I'd maybe give him a puncher's chance. We do know he hits fairly hard with that right hand. It's just very slow. He's very crude, and you would have thought that Fury still, even at this stage of his career, has more than enough left to deal with the likes of Arslanbek Makhmudov. And then I suppose the question after this, assuming Tyson Fury does beat Makhmudov, which I think he will do, is who are they going to be lining up next for him? Now, we know Joshua's out of action at the minute. There's no word on whether he's going to be coming back or he's done with boxing. Usyk, up in the air, like I said. I've said in countless videos, Usyk's just holding the division up at the minute. No one knows what he's doing. So, who really is there for Tyson Fury to fight? I think he could be eyeing a potential fight with Fabio Wardley over on DAZN with Queensberry. Now, Fabio Wardley's looking for an opponent. It was going to be Chisora, but then it's not going to be Chisora. He can't get an opponent. He did welcome a fight with Fury. They had a little bit of back and forth on Twitter a few weeks ago. But I'm not sure. I think Fury will see that as a winnable fight for himself and a route to becoming a 3-time world heavyweight champion. Frank Warren, in a recent post, said he's behind Tyson Fury all the way in his comeback, and you'd have to feel that when push comes to shove, his allegiances would lie with Fury over Wardley. So that's a potential fight, but who knows? This news that the fight's going to be on Netflix just makes me doubt that, and how much input is Frank Warren going to have? But I do think that's an option. We don't know about Usyk. He's doing whatever he wants. Joshua, I don't know. I think he could be targeting that fight with Fabio Wardley to become a 3-time heavyweight champion. I think that could be an option for Tyson Fury. But let me know what you think. We've got some breaking news here. Tyson Fury is back. He will be returning. He'll be fighting Arslanbek Makhmudov, just as was expected, but it will be on Netflix. Could that be a potential spanner in the works? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.